Well, very good morning. Again, I am the Rajneesh here. Again, the topic is the Constitution of the India. I am here with the part 2. In my previous lecture, we discussed about the directive principle of the state policy, because this is a long and very deep chapter. You have to observe and understand the real integrity and the real sense which has been incorporated there. Just I am exposing one by one. Here the part 4th and the 36th to the 51st article we will discuss by and the by. Here, yesterday we discussed about especially and we learned the directive principles of the state policy, and we also discussed about the importance. What is the importance of the DPSP in democratic country? Here today we will extend our knowledge and I will add on my lecture over again on the importance, because basically the DPSP is a very wonderful and a very good package of the socialistic approach, Gandhian approach and the liberal approach. Cumulatively, when you will add in any formula, in any method, in any principle, the socialistic approach plus Gandhian approach and plus the liberal approach, then definitely the upshot, the resultant will be the very fine and the fit, and that will be the best directed to improve the welfare of that particular country. Here I am discussing the importance about the socialistic approach. As we know, and I have been discussing from the last two classes that the basic sense in our constitution, the preamble, it has been this word has been written there, the social and the socialist. The real sense of the socialist is simply to avoid the concentration of the wealth and go for the equal distribution, equal allocation for the wealth among the maximum populace of our country. Here, in this socialist approach, it is nothing more far and different from that. The same thing the government are formulating and the drafting, and the constitutional framers have crafted and drafted such a plan that can minimize the difference between the rich and the deprived one. Means it have to uphold the real sense of the constitution to minimize the gap between the social, economical and the political gap. Here, because this is a very important thing, that's why it has been referred to the country in the form of the article. And as you know, when the thing is in the form of an article, it means this is the well tested, it has been passed from the floor of the parliament, it has been forwarded to the state government. Now it becomes the central responsibility of the state government to look into and just enforce, dissolve the important articles into the referred, prescribed and the designed area, so that the health of the democracy can be more and more elevated, and the maximum people can have the great faith and the great belief and the great reliance in the democracy. Here I am discussing. Especially in the socialistic approach, I will discuss today only for the socialistic approach today. Here, Article 38, please keep it in the mind. Article 38, promote the social welfare, means social welfare. The government is taking only all the means of the welfare that can minimize the socio-economical development. Second, minimize the equality of the income, status and opportunity facilities like the BPL, the APL. What is this? This is simply a plan a government plan, a state government plan, so that the deprived one can have and they can come in the main stream of the our country. Article 39(3)(9). Educate means of the livelihood. It becomes the responsibility of the government that as per the qualification, as per his experience, and as per the level of the educational level, he must be the employed. So the state government and even the central government is here and running, and he has given so many and the multiple employment program to the deprived one, and the fair distribution of the wealth, and whatsoever the wealth, that should be the well allocated. Like the bank nationalizations, land ceiling act, and the equal pay for the equal work. So this is a very effective measure, and that has been written in the Article 38. Now I am shifting on the Article 39A. 39A, here the free legal aid. Suppose you are the illiterate, suppose your economics is the very poor, but you know the ins and out, and you have a full confidence that the state government and the government of India and even the constitution of the India has given us something for our community and for something very special for a mind, they can go for the free legal help. Article 41 provides the citizen with the right to the work, the greatest and the mega program of the world is going on in the India, that is as the name of the NREGA. N for the national, R for the rural, E for the employment, E for the employment, G for the guaranteed, and the greatest and the mega project of the world is well operating in the India. Second, right of the education. It is not very much effective in the India, but the happening, and it is definitely better than as it was. And the assistance in the underemployment, the person who is the unemployed, underemployment, and the old age, the widow, and the social disability, even the handicap, the government is taking care very much, and even in the form of the Pradhan Mantri Yojana, PMRI, vocational training, so many projects, so many apprenticeship, and so many loans the government of India and the state government is also providing to improve the socio-economical and the political status. The Article 42 here, it is the giving the securing the just and the human condition of the work, so that where you work there must be a very adequate availability of the water, the fresh air, and the oxygen, so that at least your employee be there with the fit mental state and physical state. And second, maternity relief act and the benefit. Suppose somebody and some woman is the bearing a child, he must be given and go for the maternity benefit. Article 43, the secure for the workers, a living wages must be a practical. Suppose somebody, after you are working for the 6 and the 7 hour and giving the 50 rupees, that 50 rupees is not sufficient for your livelihood. So your livelihood must be practical. Second, there must be a proper condition of the work, at least where you can stay, where you can work. And ensuring the decent standard of the life. Your standard of life must be motivated by your employee. Article 43A, this is the important one. Participation of the workers in the management of the organization industries like the trade union. Workers' participation in the management, welfare state, personal insurance, accidental scheme, PIAS. And finally the Article 47, you have to rise the community development in the form of the level of the nutrition. You have to take care of their diets. Means food, मतलब आपको उसको पौष्टिक आहार देना है, so that is the standard of the life and the standard of the public health can be improved, because it is well known to everyone, if the body is not fit and the fine, it means your mind is not properly working. You will be not there with a good idea and not with the good mental state. So the government of the India, with the help of the Constitution of the India, under the banner of the directive principle of the state policies, has offered a series of the program to simply to make it ensure to fulfill the preamble. It has been written a word, that is the socialist socialist. So here, in the socialistic approach, the government of India is the giving the maximum, as I discussed with the series of the articles, so many articles, and where the thing is the article, it means that it is the well passed, well dressed, well tested from the parliament, and state is also taking care of these all the things. So please go through it and educate your the person who is not knowing these all the things. Stay in your home, and thank you very much. In the coming days, I will discuss the Gandhian approach towards the directive principle of the state policies, and finally the liberal approach towards the directive principle of the state policy. Two things just we are reviewing. Today I discussed about the Constitution of the India Part B, topic the directive principle of the state policy. Today I discussed about the importance and the socialistic approach towards the directive principle of the state policy. In the meantime, I am taking a goodbye from you. Thank you very much.